Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So President Trump promised that he would lower costs for American families on day one. Those were his words, on day one. Instead, he is prioritizing a $40 billion bailout for Argentina and the wealthy hedge fund investors, starting with $20 billion in taxpayer money and $20 billion more fronted by U.S. banks, potentially guaranteed by taxpayers, and who knows, maybe even more money going to Argentina. Now, this bailout came after Argentina cut a deal with China that directly undercuts American soybean farmers. Under Trump, farm bankruptcies are surging, crop prices are falling, and Trump's chaotic tariffs are making fertilizer and farming equipment more expensive. But instead of helping American farmers who clearly need that help, he's helping the farmers in Argentina. So don't take my word for it. Listen to the farmers themselves. One soybean farmer said, quote, "I turn on the news and we gave $20 billion of taxpayer money to Argentina, my competition." The American Soybean Association said plainly, quote, "The frustration is overwhelming." So, Dr. Callahan, you're being nominated to serve as America's Chief Agricultural Negotiator. Do you agree that bailing out Argentina while our own farmers are struggling is a betrayal of the American soybean farmer?
Thank you, Senator Warren. In our negotiations for agreements on reciprocal trade, soy is a top commodity that we are negotiating around the world to ensure that countries around the world have access to high-quality U.S. soybeans.
So, I appreciate that. I don't mean to interrupt, but we're going to be limited on our time here. It's an easy question. I'm asking you if you agree with American soybean farmers themselves, whose interests you are supposed to represent in this job, and they are ringing the alarm about their own economic livelihoods. Surging farm bankruptcies, soybean farmers losing access to key markets when we prop up these competitors. So I just don't understand. If you can't acknowledge that there is a problem here, how do you represent American soybean farmers?
Thank you, Senator Warren. And in my role as the Assistant USTR for Agriculture, and if confirmed as the Chief Agricultural Negotiator, I will have the interests of U.S. farmers and ranchers.
Can you acknowledge that there is a serious problem right now for those soybean farmers?
Our current negotiations are making good on the promise to U.S. farmers and ranchers to reset our trade relationships.
So I'm sorry, you can't even acknowledge that our American soybean farmers are having trouble right now? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh,
you're just going to sit there and say, nope, we're working.
China's weaponization of agriculture has absolutely harmed U.S. soybean farmers, and
so farmers are in trouble because China quit buying from them. Because who is China buying from right now? What's that country?
China is purchasing from every country except the United States
right now? What's the name of that country?
China
Dr.
purchases
Callahan,
many
what is the name of the country China is buying soybeans from right now?
China is purchasing Latin American soybeans. As of this morning,
what is
they
the
are
name of the
purchasing U.S.
particular
soybeans
country
as well.
They are buying soybeans from? If you can't answer that question, I don't see how you can represent American soybean farmers. Dr. Callahan, let me ask you about another constituency that you supposedly would be fighting for, and that's cattle ranchers. So Trump bails out Argentina. He undercuts American soybean farmers. What's next? He announces he's raising the quota for Argentine beef imports. Now, importing Argentine beef will devastate small ranchers, but with the big four meatpacking corporations controlling the market, consumers are not going to see prices that are any lower. So once again, Trump is helping Argentina while American ranchers and American consumers pay the price. One Illinois cattle producer called Trump's plan, quote, a betrayal of the American rancher. and said Trump is, quote, acting more like president of Argentina than president of the United States. So, Dr. Callahan, do you agree with the American cattle ranchers that importing beef from Argentina will harm them, particularly the small ranchers?
Thank you, Senator Warren. I am in close communication with U.S. cattlemen.
We're out of time. Can you just give me a yes or no on that? Do you understand that this will harm our small ranchers?
Thank you, Senator. I'm confident that the cattlemen understand
Could I
that
just have a
USTR,
yes
we
or
are
no?
negotiating
We're out
for
of
their
time here.
interests to open markets for U.S. beef.
Well, obviously,